Welcome to Go Bear's Diecast Workshop episode 20. Remember, if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you'll be notified of future videos. This happens to be a 3 Blind Mice Invitational for the month of June. And the casting that was chosen is the Dodge A100 1966. What I have here is a brand new casting, and I'm going to bust out of the package for the build. It's actually a pretty nice casting. The paint's on it really nice. It has a red interior, metal base, real riders, and 1 post. So first things first, we're going to have to take this thing apart. So I'm going to get my 3/16 drill bit and my drill and take off the round over post. You'll see me wobble it around just a little bit. That's so I can try to make sure I get the entire rounded off post. Once I get that off, then I'll follow up with the 1/16 drill bit, and that's in order to ensure that I can tap it with the 256 button head screw. Sometimes it takes you a little bit to get it down to the right depth before you can go to the 1/16. Just remember to take your time. I'm going to grab my center punch so that I can make sure that I got a good starting point for that 1/16 drill bit. It's going to make a little dimple so that I can set that drill bit in, so I can go straight down into the post. Again, slow and easy. Now I'm going to take a small flathead screwdriver and take the base off. The post is going to need a little bit of work. I'm going to use a file to take care of that. There's the red interior. And there's the glass. It's in good shape. Of course, it was brand new. You can see that the post has some rough edges on it. I'm going to use that small file and take that down, smooth it out so that the casting can go back together. Now it's time to strip the original paint off. I've tapped the screw. I'm going to drop it in the stripper. And let it work its magic. Give it a little shake for luck. And here it is out of the stripper. Came out nice and clean. I left it in overnight. So I'm going to follow up with the wire brush. I'm going to ensure that I go over the entire body, getting into all the crevices and cracks and creases. This ensures if there is anything left, it is going to be taken care of. This is all part of getting ready for the paint. If the body happened to be in worse shape than it is, probably would take several different types of tools and media to get the body ready for a nice paint job. Just take your time and get the casting prep properly. I think with this one I'm going to go with DC Comics theme. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to probably leave the interior red, but maybe give it some highlights to match the color theme. And I'm going to go ahead and make some custom decals. The base and the tires really don't need anything. The wheels, they're all nice and I really like those. I think it's going to match my end result. You need to make sure once you have taken it down to where you need it as far as the prep of the metal, that you clean it properly before going ahead with primer. I usually use some soap and water and then come back with a degreaser and make sure that I'm not touching the metal with my hands to get any of the oils off of my fingers back onto the casting. Again, it's nice and shiny. If I wanted to do a Spectraflame, it wouldn't take much more for me to get it to that point, but that's not what my thought process is on this particular build. You'll see that I'm using a larger sheet of sandpaper and just cutting it down to what I need. It's a good economical way to get your best bang for your buck on your money in your sandpaper. I'll go over the entire casting. Don't forget to get in those wheel wells. And of course all the edges. All that scuffing of the metal will assist with the primer and paint adhering to it. All the body lines on this thing was really nice. Didn't have to really clean anything up on it. Just looking it over one last time as I make my final passes with the sandpaper. Now into the paint booth. We'll put on a couple of light coats of primer. I'll turn the casting on the helping hands to make sure I get all the angles, good coverage. I'm just using the Tamiya fine surface primer in the light gray color. Now I'm coming back with top coat. That's some Duplicolor Candy Apple Red. Nice light coats, good coverage. Remember, if you're using rattle cans and you're pausing between coats, make sure you keep that can agitated, shake it. And the coats will build up, getting a little bit heavier. This Duplicolor does require a clear coat on it. So when it dries, it's going to look a little dull. But when you put the clear coat back on top of it, it's going to shine up really, really nice. You get a nice deep shine. I normally would use the Tamiya clear coat. And it works fine over the Duplicolor. I think that is looking really nice. I got good coverage on it. You want to make sure that you don't put too much paint on it and you lose your body lines. Now I'm going to go ahead and let that dry. Alright, I'm back. I've taped it off. I'm going to go ahead and spray on some metallic black. It's kind of a quadrant color scheme that I've got going on, so it's going to be red and black. Again, this is Duplicolor. Right now I'm making sure my tape's sticking. I don't want any bleed through. And there she is, Daddy's little monster, Harley Quinn from DC Comics. It has custom decals, detailed interior, red and black, chrome door handles, lights, and I left the base and the wheels and tires alone. I really enjoyed the build. I want to thank 3 Blind Mice for putting on these invitationals, letting the newer channels showcase their talents. And again, everybody stay safe. If you like what you see, subscribe and ring that bell. Thanks for watching. Check out my other videos if you haven't already.